The last couple of years have been pretty rough for the Laurier community. We're a pretty sociable bunch, but we've been locked away and unable to interact as closely as we normally do. But as with everything in life, there can be a silver lining. For the Science Maker Lab, the silver lining has been that we've had time to expand our offerings. During 2020 and 2021, we added training in video and audio editing to our capabilities, and in winter 2022, we developed tools to help students explore the worlds of microprocessor electronics and robotics, where coding meets action. As of spring 2022, we've built 2 experimenter boxes for students to code. No need to mess around with loose wires or figure out how to hold things in place while you try out different coding approaches. The CADs, the laser cutter, and the 3D printer took care of that for you. The smaller, white experimenter box has a single motor, some endpoint sensors, a small liquid crystal display, 4 3-way switches and 3 push buttons, and, of course, an Arduino processor board all built in. Arduino coding software is open source, so students can write code on their computer and download it to the experimenter box for instant real-world feedback. This box has already been used to develop code for a researcher who needs to move samples in very specific ways. This is a great resource for learning the basics of getting code to control movement, adding user-controlled inputs, and printing out messages to the user. The second experimenter box is great when a student is ready to take their coding to the next level. This box has 3 3-way switches, 3 on-off switches, 4 push buttons, 6 digital input-outputs, a 4-row 20-character per row LCD display, and an XY axis mechanism driven by 2 stepper motors. With this larger black experimenter box, a student can learn to code all of the things that they can code with the smaller box, but they can also learn how to use code to make the XY axis draw shapes. Once they've done this, they know how to control the movement on a 3D printer, a laser cutter, or a CNC milling machine. Very powerful stuff. The external ports can be hooked up to stepper motors and external devices, as well as being hooked up to a number of sensors to operate things, detect things, or collect data and report it on the LCD. Regardless of a student's field of study, being able to make code interact with the physical world is a critical skill in today's workplace. These boxes will be available for students to sign out by late spring of 2022. If needed, we'll get the students started on some very basic coding practices and then point them to some great online resources to explore further. We're really happy things are getting back to normal, and we can't wait to see what you create with the capabilities these exciting new Science Maker Lab resources bring. See you soon.